Rama asked. In the story that we just heard, we saw how the sage and the hunter passed through diverse experiences. Is it the very nature of things that determines such experiences, or is there another reason for it? Rama is expressing another discrimination by which we create our reality. He's asking the question, why does something happen? Is there a reason for it? Is everything random? Or is there order to it? Is it chaos or order? We don't like to think things are chaotic and meaningless, so we prefer it if there was order, that things happened for a reason. This is something we have to go beyond, not be concerned with. We don't have to be concerned whether things are chaotic or whether they're random. What we need to be aware of is that we've got this tendency, we've got this inclination, we've got this dynamic within which we operate. There's a deep feeling that everything might be chaotic and random and meaningless, and we do our best to create order out of it. Spiritual practice means accepting, being open to things as they are without judging things. On a social level, on a domestic level, on a career level, a job level, we operate differently. We operate in terms of order and so on. But spiritually, we go beyond that. Vasistha replied, "Such whirlpools of appearances keep occurring of their own accord in the ocean of infinite consciousness all the time. One set of whirlpool-like appearances remains steady till another arises and supersedes it. Some of these appearances seem to be permanent because they are long-standing, and others are temporary. But just as movement, however slight, is inevitable to air, even so this appearance exists always in the infinite consciousness. The enlightened ones call it pure consciousness. The ignorant call it the world. It is neither real nor unreal." We don't get caught up in that discrimination either, between calling aspects of it real or aspects of it unreal, real or imaginary. What should one call it? This universe is movement of awareness in the infinite consciousness of the Lord. Hence both hope and hopelessness are irrelevant to it. O wise men, be what you are. Hope and hopelessness. This goes along with our discrimination into chaos and order. So it's all whirlpools of appearances. There's no talk of karma, karmic fruition, karmic cause and effect. In a way, Vasistha doesn't answer Ram's question. He's just stating the situation. And if you're wise, you simply be as you are. You can experience these whirlpools of appearances quite easily, actually. There's something called the hypnagogic state. It's something that I suspect I might be quite sensitive to. I experience it when I'm falling asleep. And as I'm falling asleep, a stream of images appear. Although they're a bit stronger than images, there's also feelings associated with them. It's just one after another, maybe several a second. I don't know what they are, where they come from, or who the people are that are in them. They just come one after another. Sometimes there's an experience of something, and I try to remember it. I try to explain it to myself, but it's not possible. It seems to be some kind of primordial experience which doesn't quite enter into consciousness. It doesn't quite enter into the conscious mind. I suspect these are the seeds for a dream. At some point my attention will latch onto one of these images or experiences, and things will develop further in the context of a dream. So Vasistha says some of these appearances seem to be permanent because they are long-standing, and others are temporary. Well, you might say the long-standing ones are our waking state, and the temporary ones are our dreams. But I don't think that's the reason. I think there's actually a feeling. There's just a feeling of long-standingness. You get that feeling of long-standingness in the dream. When you're dreaming, you don't think, oh, this is just happening very quickly because it's a dream. It takes as long as anything in the waking state. I remember once I went for a job to work abroad, and it seems like I was sentencing myself to a jail sentence. I was signing up for a couple of years, and I couldn't see how I was going to get through these 2 years, never mind the first few weeks. I actually did 4 years in the end, and it was quite a while back now, and it seems like it was nothing, but at the time it seemed like an eternity. So this feeling of long-standingness or fleetingness are part of the construction of the moment. The infinite consciousness itself regards the movement that arose within it as the world, whereas earth and other such elements in it. It is the light of the infinite consciousness which shines. There is no other light. Brahman alone rests forever in Brahman, and this self-awareness is known as ignorance. The entire space is filled with the fullness of consciousness, and that is known as creation. In it there is no contradiction or duality. It's worth bearing that in mind. You can experience this yourself. Nothing would be happening without your awareness. Your awareness is like a flashlight, like a torch. At any moment it's shining on something, and when it's not shining, there's nothing. We don't like to say there's nothing. We like to assume there is something, but that's simply an assumption. At any moment your awareness shines on something, there's a feeling of permanence, of temporariness, there's a feeling of external or internal, there's a feeling of it's real or imaginary. We apply these discriminations from moment to moment. This is what gives us the world or creation. This is self-awareness in the conditioned sense.